Family factors have a tremendous influence on emotional health. On the upside, a strong family unit can help a child to build resiliency and to cope with other risk factors. However, on the downside, disruptions in family, stressors, either internal or external, and instability in families can tremendously impact students negatively in their emotional development and can contribute to the development of negative behavior patterns. Most of us are aware that families serve many important functions in the lives of children. Some essential functions of families, as described in our textbook, include providing care. Families provide shelter, nutrition, nurturing, those basic needs that children need to grow and develop. Families also provide assistance with helping us to regulate and control our behavior. For example, um, we learn from our families which behaviors get our needs met the quickest, and those behaviors are strengthened while other behaviors are not. For example, if we learn that tantruming gets our needs met a lot quicker than any other behaviors, then we're likely to use tantruming more often. Whereas if our family models for us an appropriate way to communicate our needs and is very careful to reinforce those appropriate ways, it's likely that we might communicate our needs in different ways. Our families are our first teachers. They're the ones that teach us how to eat and teach us how to talk and teach us how to walk, how to dress ourselves. So many of those basic daily living skills are introduced to us by our families, and our families also introduce us to the world around us and teach us about um, all that we have in our environment beyond our home. Families are also our first really meaningful relationships. And through those relationships, we learn how to have relationships with others. We learn about trust, we learn about honesty, and we learn about whether you can rely on people. Families also contribute to our self understanding and our self concept and how we see ourselves and how we learn to express ourselves. Families have a tremendous influence, and as we will learn as we talk more about families, they also have a lot of external influences that are affecting them, as well as internal influences within a family that may affect the way that they function and the way that they're able to support the children within the family. I would caution you not to automatically blame families for a child's emotional or behavioral issues. There are many loving and caring families who have children with emotional or behavioral issues. Also, there are often external factors or stressors that impact a child, and the family has no control over these factors. But at the same time, we do know that there are sometimes patterns of interactions in homes that can contribute to behavior problems. I would also caution you not to fall into those same patterns in the school environment. For example, many children have received a lot of reinforcement for negative behaviors, such as attention for acting out behaviors. If we continue to provide that attention in the school environment, we are contributing to the behavior as well. Effective behavior management requires a balance between responsiveness and demands. There are many patterns of parenting or interacting within families that may contribute to the development of negative patterns of behavior. We will be studying those more in depth as we continue through the course. Needless to say, patterns of abuse often contribute to emotional and behavior difficulties with children. Abusive relationships can be extremely complicated. It is often the case that parents' behavior and child behavior affect each other, and actually maintain each other. The most effective treatment for patterns of child abuse is to address or treat the behavior of both parties involved. Child abuse is a serious issue, and as teachers, we are mandated reporters of child abuse. If you suspect that a student you are working with is being abused, you must report this to the appropriate agencies.